what is the purpose of my life.
What all actually you cover in your community?
I make my community members set goals, not just financial, all the life goals. Like money management is the foundation of wealth creation.
Why do you focus especially on women only?
Why do we women want others like our husband, father, brother to take care of the finances?
What's the most fulfilling part of your journey so far?
I would say seeing a women's eye light up when for the first time they realize they own their power.
As you're a life coach as well as a financial coach out there, so how do you tie up both?
Financial on one hand help you to win your outer game, and this life coaching helps you to win your inner game.
And I often have heard you that you use a term called money blueprint.
It is your subconscious belief, how you think about money, how you feel about money, what are your values around money.
I think everybody have heard that Hindi saying that paisa ped pe nahi ukta hai.
Yes. Money is not so important. Relationships are important. Your hand is important or your leg is important.
Well, I've read a lot of stories out there. People who become overnight millionaire actually become poor very soon.
For someone, 10,000 may be luxurious retirement. For someone, even 1 lakh may seem very less.
The more money I made, the more money I was spending out there. When I was making 10,000 a month, it looked the same. When I was making 1 lakh a month, it still looked the same.
It is not about how much you are earning. It is about managing your money. Let's say if you say, I want to have a villa. You have 5 CR for the villa, you can get the loan.
So particular role of mindset into the financial planning.
I get to know it is not just about finance, it is about emotions. With better awareness, you create better choices, and with better choices, you are gonna get better result.
Welcome to the Vikas Agarwal Show, where we bring creators, experts, and entrepreneurs out there who share their real life experiences and success secrets with you. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast. This is Vikas Agarwal. Today we have a very special guest, Shweta Goyal, with me. She is the founder of Her Wealth Circle, and also she is one of the 3,000 certified financial planners in India. She is on a mission to help women to control their financial futures. Shweta, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Vikas. I'm honored to be here.
Shweta, to kickstart this podcast, you have a great, beautiful journey from being an MBA in finance to becoming a certified life coach, and then becoming a certified financial planner, and then launching Her Wealth Circle. So could you please throw some light on how this journey unfolded for you, and why do you focus especially on women only?
Yes. So my journey into financial planning isn't just professional. It is deeply personal and honestly transformational. I come from a very small town in UP, Mursan. I went on to do my MBA in finance, and then I did my certification in financial planning and investments. So it wasn't until my second pregnancy that I got something inside me really shifted. You know, life has a way of slowing down so that you can listen to your heart, what your heart is trying to say. And that period was a period of deep reflections for me. During that time, I did so many programs. I went to different mentors, like I did the inner engineering program with Sadhguru, and he has been an inspiration for me. And then I sought the help from Pooja Puneet, and then Riddhi Deora, and then Khushbu Rani Patel. So I did healing work, parenting, life coaching. And with all of them, while working with all of them, I got to ask myself these questions: what is the purpose of my life? What are my values for which I want to live? What is the legacy that I want to create? So when I was answering all these questions, I got this realization that I really want to help women related with finance. But that time I didn't know how I'm going to help them. So I started taking sessions every Friday, meeting different women, interacting with them. And after those conversations, I asked the questions to me, why after being educated and smart, do so many women feel disempowered when it comes to money? Why do we women want others like our husband, father, brother to take care of the finances? And so many women I met, they were working for so many years, still they had this fear of managing the finances and creating wealth for themselves. After some time, I went to one of T. Harv Eker's program, and that day I had some profound realizations. I get to know it is not just about finance, it is about emotions. And when a woman had to own her power, it is not just financial, it's financial and emotional both. That day, the vision for Her Wealth Circle was born. I knew I had to create a community, a safe circle, a community where women can not just learn, but they can heal their relationship with money. I put everything I had, my financial skills, my coaching skills, and my spiritual journey into this mission. And now when I see a woman taking first step towards financial independence, that is when I'm reminded why this work matters so much to me.
That's an amazing journey, Shweta, so far. And I love how you have integrated personal and life coaching into financial things. So I would love to know what's the most fulfilling part of your journey so far.
So honestly, there have been many fulfilling moments, but if I had to just say one, I would say seeing a women's eye light up when for the first time they realize they own their power. And also there is something indescribable when I see a woman, when once she feel like she can't have control over money, she don't know about managing the finance, taking her power back. I remember one of the member from my community, when she joined my community, she had the fear of investing. She was very underconfident. She was working for many years and still she has not created any wealth. But after joining my community, within weeks, she has started managing her money, her confidence grew, and she has started developing these small habits. And that is where I feel this community really enables you to go long term. And this last week only, I met her, and then she shared, Shweta, I never knew I could handle my finances so well. So that moment was actually everything for me, because it is not just about numbers or portfolios. It is about dignity, confidence, and identity, and it is also rewiring generational conditioning. And for me, if I can contribute in this in a smaller way, is the greatest blessing in my life.
That's amazing how you're contributing in your own way to the women out there to help them get the control of their finances. So my question to particular to you is, as you're a life coach and as well as a financial coach out there, so how do you tie up both? Matlab, what is the mindset that plays the role in this financial planning? Is there a particular role of mindset in the financial planning?
Yes, definitely. And I would love to answer that. And we know, like, we live in a plane of duality. There is never a side. There are two sides of a coin. There is up and down. There is light and dark. There is rich. There is poor. Similarly, in this money game, we have the outer game of money. When I say outer game, it is about investing, money management, your business knowledge, and everything. So when there is this one side, there must be another side. So that is I call the inner game of money. So inner game of money is how you feel about money, how you feel about yourself as a person. All these also plays an important role here. So when I combine this financial knowledge and life coaching together, so financial on one hand help you to win your outer game, and this life coaching helps you to win your inner game. So you have the strategy and now the willingness to be disciplined and follow your wealth creation journey.
Oh, that's amazing. Outer game and inner game. I think I also followed a little bit on this, like 80% is the mindset and 20% is skill. And how you described it is really beautiful, like outer game and inner game.
Yeah, thank you.
With the conversation so far, I understood that the mindset plays a really big role in these things. And I often have heard you that you use a term called money blueprint. So could you please elaborate on what is this money blueprint you always keep talking? I see on your social media posts and everywhere. So can you please elaborate on that part?
Yeah, sure. That is a topic that is very close to my heart. And when I learned this topic, my life has really changed. I learned this concept from T. Harvekar when I attended MMI for the first time. And this concept is like your money blueprint is formed. It is your subconscious belief, how you think about money, how you feel about money, what are your values around money. So all these things help you to create that blueprint. And the fascinating part is your money blueprint get formed at a very young age, almost when you are at the age of 7 years. For example, you may have heard money doesn't grow on tree, rich people are greedy. So you may be carrying those beliefs subconsciously, and you create an identity with these things. So in your life later, if you had this thought that rich people are greedy, you will get rid of all the opportunities that may come your way that can make you rich, because at a soul level we are pure soul and we don't want to have any negative things. So if I had this belief, if I become rich, I'll become greedy, so I'll reject all the opportunities that come my way to be at my blueprint level. And our blueprint, you can see in your life, if it is for success, mediocrity, or failure. So every one of us can see in the life just by seeing our bank balance how it is. So if it is for success, mediocrity, or failure.
Got it. Makes sense. I think everybody have heard that Hindi saying that "paisa paid pe nahi ukta," and you actually
Yes.
So actually commented on that part really well. Ki money doesn't grow on trees. This is something I think even the cameraman or behind the guys would be also agreeing with me that they must have heard this quote.
Yes. And also from my life, I would say I heard this thing that money is not so important. Relationships are important. And it is just like a thing that I realized. It is like your hand is important or your leg is important. So you can't say that relationships are important, money is not important. We need both to live our fullest purpose.
Yeah, and I think I also talk about this in my book. I talk about all three pillars: the health, wealth, and relationships. So I think you also are actually talking about the same part. Ki, matlab, health. It's not like you need to choose between health or wealth or relationships. All three are like out of 100%. All three are
Yes.
required equally. So
Yes.
that's actually makes sense. And I was a truly an advocate of this. So far, I think we have talked a lot about theoretical part, how the mindset plays a big role in understanding finances, controlling the financial future. So I want to know more about it. What are the steps who realizes right now कि they are in the not in the right mindset? What are the steps they need to follow to get into the right mindset?
So yes, if you have understood your money blueprint is not set for success, congratulations. This is the first step because awareness is the first step. So with better awareness, you can make the better choices, and with better choices, you are gonna get the certainly the better results. So now when you know your money blueprint is not serving you, now you can make the better choices in the sense now you can reflect back. Now you can give yourself some time and try to understand why this belief is limiting me, why this belief is not true for me, how I first get to know about this belief, like rich people are greedy. So if you get this awareness ki this money blueprint is not serving you, now you have to understand from where it is coming. You have to see what verbal programming, like what you see, what you hear, or what you have experienced in your life may not be true. And the next step is the reconditioning. Now you have to recondition your brain about by showing the evidences of why this belief is not true. Let's say rich people are greedy. If you had this thought, now you have to find the evidences against this thought. Now you have to find the rich people who are not greedy, who are inspiring, who are doing so much in this world. So that is the perfect way.
That's fascinating how the money blueprint can help everyone out there, and especially women who are stuck with their finances. So the one thing is that people understand and they start their journey, but somehow they get faded away from the journey. They get derailed. So how they can be consistent in their journey?
Yes, that's a wonderful question. And after the money blueprint, the first thing I say to the women, just don't try to figure it out all alone. Find a community that is supportive community where you can feel inspired, where you can feel motivated. And that is my main purpose of starting a community. So I run a program, but this is not like a 2 months journey with me. It's like a lifelong community support that you have. So you join a community where you feel inspired. This is the first step I feel. And then you need to be willing to learn. As a woman, we have so many roles to play. We get overwhelmed with kids, families, and lot of stuff, and this money takes the back seat. This is actually generations of generational wiring that we have. Managing money is not our task, even though we have started earning, but managing money still we procrastinate. And if you want to be consistent, you need to join a community of like-minded women, be willing to learn and be in this supportive environment. And that is what we enable through Her Wealth Circle, a supportive community, a lifelong learning community where you can thrive together. And yes, to be consistent, you need to have a habit, to have a system so that you can follow that. Many a times we start and then we feel the overwhelm and we stop in the middle. You need to start now. You can start small, but start today. That is the main thing.
That's amazing, actually. I believe in a quote which says that you're average of 5 people you surround yourself with, and you talk about the community angle, which I feel when we start out, when we are alone, we have so much resistance out there. But having that community support actually really helps. So I was curious to know, in your community, apart from learning about financial terms and those stuff, what all actually you cover in your community? Matlab, what all they get to experience in the community apart from just learning the financial terms here and there?
Yes. So the very first thing we do the goal setting, because in life, if we don't have goal, you can't reach there. So there is one beautiful quote from The Strangest Secret I heard once. If you leave a ship without any destination, its captain doesn't know where it is going. So there is no chance it will reach its destination because it doesn't know its destination. So first thing I do, I make my community members set goals, not just financial, all the life goals. And that is where life coaching also comes in play. So we set goals for our health, wealth, relationships, career, and contributions. And then we work on money blueprint, and I help them with the tools and technique that they can use to recondition their brain for a more empowering blueprint. And then we learn about the money management system, because I feel like money management is the foundation of wealth creation. Until you do the money management, you will never gonna feel that you are in control of your finances, and your feelings manifest in the universe. It is not what you do or what you are saying, it is what you are feeling. That is what is getting manifested. So with this money management system, I took it also from T. Harvekar. So we talk about the 6 jars, where we have separate jars for our necessity, for our play, for our education, for charity. So where we dedicate each amount. And many times we spend on our fun and then we feel guilty. So this play jar allows us to spend money for our fun without any guilt. And after doing this, you start tracking, you are getting more awareness. And as I said before, with better awareness, you create better choices. And with better choices, you are going to get better result. So result could be anything. It could be health, wealth, money, relationships. So in everything, this formula works. So when you want better result in any of the field, you need to be better aware. And also you can when you start tracking your money, you get to know what all expenses you are doing, where your money is going. So you are becoming aware. This is the next step that we do. Then we set the SMART goals. That is the specific goals, if it's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So this is a formula. If I say like, I want to retire early, or I want to have a comfortable life, or I want the best education for my child. So, and for one person, having the best education is completely different from the second person. It depends on your financial situation. So you need to be specific. How much amount you want? What is that amount? What is your financial, or if it is financial freedom, what is your financial freedom number? For someone, 10,000 may be luxurious retirement. For someone, even 1 lakh may seem very less. So you need to be very specific, and you need to measure that amount by giving a specific number. And then we are not just about manifesting. Your goal should be achievable based on your current skills and current income that you are having. And then you need to have a timeline for these goals. And it should be relevant with your overall goal planning. Let's say if you say, okay, I want to have a villa. You have 5 CR for the villa, you can get the loan, but all other goals are getting derailed because of this. So this is not relevant. So your overall goal should be your value driven, what you value most. So we have that framework wherein I help my mentees to plan their SMART goals and have a plan, so that when you are clear where you want to be, the journey will become very easy.
That actually makes sense, because when the starting of my business, when I made good money out there, I was actually seeing that it was like a leaky bucket syndrome, I can say. The more money I made, the more money I was spending out there. And if I see my bank account, used to look the same. When I was making 10,000 a month, it looked the same. When I was making 1 lakh a month, it still looked the same, because money was not getting managed. And I also happened to read the T. Harvekar's jar system, and I started doing it. So my play, like doing the spending on movies or any pleasure thing, helped me to get out of the guilty part. So I could just while we were talking, I had like a whole flashback of my own journey going out there. So thank you for sharing it. It was like a good refresher for me, that sometimes when we get derailed or something, that we need to look back into the community, and what you're building is really amazing out there.
And that's great when you just talk about this money management. Yeah, it is not about how much you are earning. It is about managing your money. And this is also one of the way I say you are showing to the universe that you are capable. So I want to share this small story with you. You are just walking down the street and there is this beautiful ice cream store, and your kid demanded ice cream. You went with him and you buy a scoop of ice cream for your son. And then when he came out, he was just starting to have it, but it fell down. Now he started crying, I want another one, I want another one. And as a humble, generous parents, we feel like, okay, now my kid want one more, okay, I'll buy for him. So you go with him. Now he saw one big advertisement that there was 5 scoops of ice cream, and he was demanding, I don't want 1 scoop chocolate, I want this 5 scoop one. So as a parent, or I would feel like you will surely not handle that 5 scoop ice cream, so I'll not allow to have him. Similarly, when we are not managing whatever little money we have, we are showing to the universe we are not capable of handling more. And many a times I see the people, they say, I don't have money to manage. I have very little money. What to manage in that? You are not showing your capability to the universe. The universe is abundant, but you only are not capable of handling that money. So first you need to show to the universe that you are capable. That is when you are gonna attract much more wealth into your life.
And I can actually relate to it. I've read a lot of stories out there. People who become overnight millionaire actually become poor very soon. And this is like a lot of case studies out there, a lot of examples out there. I don't want to name them here, but This has happened with a lot of people out there. If you read about it, like a lot of people who became overnight millionaire due to some lottery or something, they ended up being poor very soon because they didn't had the capacity to hold that money. And you really, the example I shared today, the story you shared today, I will remember forever that if your child couldn't handle the one scoop of ice cream, and then he won't be able to handle the 5 scoop of ice cream for sure.
And
So-
with that, one thing, like you shared, no, when someone win the lottery, they lost it. And there is one beautiful concept again from the Secret of Millionaire Mind. We all have a financial thermostat. We all have one financial thermostat. And you can get this analogy from the AC. Let's say now it's summer, we all have the AC, and like we have set the temperature to 16 degree. So let's say if something happens, we open the door, now the temperature will be reset to 20 or 24 degrees. But again, if we settle the things, again the temperature will come to its 16 degree. Similarly, we all have a capacity, a vessel, or you can say the thermostat where our money can settle. So if you are having a very low thermostat, if you get the good money also, you will find ways to lose it. So that happens actually with most of the lottery person because they have not grown themselves to that level. So if you want to hold more money, first you need to become or you need to grow as a person to hold that money.
Yeah, absolutely. I can relate to this. It's not like what you are doing, it's like who you need to become to achieve what you need in life.
Yes.
Yeah, as I also believe in this quote that always whenever you want to take decisions out there, you need to think of where you want to be, not where you are. So that's something I would relate to this completely.
And also in my community, the first thing we talk about is the mindset. First, we need to have the right kind of mindset, and that is when you can go long term. And investment, I teach later how you can plan the investments.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that the first thing is the mindset, and that plays the majority of the role in anything we do in life, whether it's health, whether it's wealth or finances. It was quite an amazing conversation so far, quite insightful as well. So as we move towards wrapping up this conversation, I wanted to ask, what is the one piece of advice you would like to give people who want to take control of their financial future, and doesn't matter wherever they are in their journey? So what is the last piece of advice you'd like to give them?
So the one piece of advice I would love to give is start before you are ready. Don't wait for that perfect income, that perfect the complete knowledge of a stock market, complete clarity on financial goal. Start wherever you are. You will get clarity on the way. You just don't need to figure it out all at once. You just need to start, stay consistent, be disciplined, and you will gonna create your wealth.
I really love the point which you said, ki start before you're ready. And I'm also a very big advocate of it. I also believe in that action and clarity goes both hand in hand. I'd like to give an analogy here. For example, you're walking on a road which does not have too much visibility. And if you're walking and you have a torch in hand, the torch won't show you the whole path at once. But as you keep walking, you'll keep getting the path. So it's like you're starting before you're ready completely. You have the complete visibility on the things. So I really love that point of starting before you are ready. I'm sure the listeners must have got inspired by listening to her journey. And first of all, thank you for coming here and taking out time out of a busy schedule. So if you are looking to connect with her, you can find the links in the description, and I'll see you in the next podcast. Thank you. Thank you for watching the whole podcast. Now I want you to do 3 things. First of all, subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed to it yet. Second thing is, if you have any feedback or comments on this podcast, please put them in the comment box, and also share which guests we should bring out next. And the third thing is, if you have got value out of this podcast, make sure you share with somebody who you feel will get value out of this podcast. Thanks for watching.